What's going on, guys? My name's Angus, welcome to my first video. Just a quick one. I'm going to go over and introduce myself, my story, and explain the events that caused me to change my life and now go on a completely new journey of personal development and growth. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy the video. It's just going to be a brief one and there's going to be a lot more to come, so stay tuned. So what I'm going to do today is just introduce myself, go over some of the things which happened, and yeah, explain where I'm at now and what I'm doing with my brand Goya. So in January 2018, me and my friends got the unfortunate news that we'd actually lost a pal. He died in his sleep. So with this being the second pal, I went a bit, out of control. I got upset, I went downhill, I spiraled out. I went drinking with my friends, I was going out, I was being reckless, I forgot about my university studies, I just completely went tunnel vision on having a good time and not taking what I had that my friend didn't have serious. After a couple months of letting his death get to me, my birthday came around in April 2018. I was 21, I went to the bar with my friends and I woke up in hospital. Apparently I'd had a seizure. The doctor said it was quite serious. 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the seizure, I split my head open, I fell off a bike, I split my chin open. The doctor said it was pretty serious. Here's me getting a brain scan. 2 weeks after this, I fell off a bike and I split my head open, I split my chin open. Once again, I'll chuck a photo up here. And in the same period, I also had a car crash. 3 stupid things that could have cut my life short. Obviously I can go into detail about any of those things, any of the episodes or events which caused me to sort of spiral out, but yeah. So after a couple close calls, I completely changed my life. I switched everything around. Obviously I stopped going out, I stopped drinking, I stopped hanging around with some of the people who weren't benefiting me or helping me grow as a person. I stopped seeing some really good friends. I stopped doing some really fun things. And I started challenging myself every day. By no means is this a sob story. I'm not trying to make you feel sorry for me. I'm just laying out my account of events. Maybe some people can take something positive away from it, or even relate to me somehow, Have a, comment below if anything like that's happened to you, and if you've gone out of control or spiraled downwards, or did you use it in the right way? Did you use it to help you? Did you do what I should have done and use it to your advantage? Okay, after a storm of 2018, my life went from bad to amazing. This is why I started Goya. Get off your ass. So I'm going to go into more detail about what I did in other videos, but one of the main things that I did at the start was I bought a journal, a planner. I started planning my days. I started giving my days hours, minutes, meanings. I also started watching podcasts. David Goggins and Cameron Haynes, you're legends. Without watching you two, I probably wouldn't have changed my life. And after watching these things, I made some choices. Obviously I'd nearly passed away, so each morning I was going to make sure that I took full advantage of every day that I got. So I started waking up every day at 5 o'clock, I started going to the gym every day, I started stretching every day, I started eating extremely healthy every day, and then I started to do things that other people don't do every day. I mean, some do. I started running a lot. I didn't like running, so I knew that if I challenged myself, if I did something I didn't like doing, each day I would have done something amazing in my head. It gave me clarity, it gave me new thoughts, it gave me new opinions, new feelings. It wasn't enough, so I signed up to a half marathon. I raised £900 for a charity called Cardiac Risk in the Young, as cardiac issues have affected 2 of the people in my life that I lost. After the half marathon, I was hooked. I did a full marathon. I then went skydiving, rock climbing. And to finish 2018 with a bang, I signed up to an ultramarathon. Watching people like Cameron Haynes, David Goggins and Courtney Jewelwater talking and going on about running and doing long runs did something to me and completely made me hooked. I really wanted to get involved. That's what motivated me to go running, to try and do 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles, or even do an ultra. So the first ultra I did was 45 miles or 75 kilometers. Without doubt the hardest but best thing I've ever done in my whole life. So I mean, 2018 sucked. It nearly killed me, but it also saved my life. And it also put me on a new journey, a new pathway, and I'm so glad it did. And the reason I called my brand Goya, when I was lying flat on my back after the seizure, when I had that car accident, or when I woke up in hospital covered in blood after the bike, all I could hear was get off your ass, get off your ass. It was going over and over in my mind. And so that's what I did. I got up off my ass. And so it's definitely something I think about each time if I'm running, if I'm about to jump out the plane, if I'm skydiving, if I'm doing anything. I just think back to that. I think back to how I could have lost my life. And no matter what gets thrown in front of me, whether it's 5, 10 miles, rock climbing, skydiving, whatever it is, it can, whatever you choose to do, I do it. So nothing's too much of a challenge now. Well, that's a lie. I just embrace the challenge. I love the challenges. So yeah, summing it up, 2018 was crap. I had a lot of bad things happen to me. A lot of bad things happened to the people around me. And then I did a lot of bad things to myself. So I took those things and I used them. I put them in my mind, and every time it gets difficult, if I'm struggling to do a lot of work for Goya, if I'm struggling to do university work, if I'm running a lot, if I'm at the gym and I don't want to go, no matter what it is, I go back to those bad times and I remember how grateful I am. So I can get through whatever, anything that's put in front of me now, I can get through it. So I think a key takeaway from the video is no matter what happens to you, embrace it. If it's bad, embrace it. If it's good, obviously, great. But no matter what bad things happen to you, use them. Take everything bad, accept the bad things. Look for the bad things, because the bad things are what are going to make you grow. So, summing up the video, no matter what happens to you in life, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how weak you think you are, or no matter how strong you think the situation is, no matter what happens to you, you're going to come out of it stronger. So every time these things happen, like I said, look forward to them. And when they happen, write it down, make a note of it, and look at how you used it to better yourself. So a key takeaway from this video is no matter what happens to you, get off your ass, get after it, keep hammering, and don't let anything bring you down. If I could nearly die twice and then run an ultramarathon 6 months later, you can do anything. So with that being said, if you liked anything you heard today, if you want to hear more, or you want to hear more of my stories, or you want to hear more of the things that I did from start to finish, from complete utter crap to changing my life and going and running ultramarathons, if any of that interests you, or if you know anyone that's going through some bad times, like I said, if you know people, if you have yourself, if you can relate to this in any way, drop a like, drop a comment, follow the Instagram, subscribe, and get involved. I'd love to meet people, I'd love to make videos about this. I'm going to make more videos of the ultramarathon I've got coming up, skydiving. I'm going to do a lot, so stay tuned. And remember, no matter what happens, get off your ass, get after it, keep hammering. Thanks a lot, guys. Keep being a badass motherfucker.